I wanted to talk about why people don't chase their dreams. Because I feel like if you're a person that like you have a goal or a dream that you want to chase and you look around and not a lot of other people seem to be chasing kind of anything, even if it is their dreams or goals, it kind of gives you a weird feeling like, am I doing something wrong? Or am I like the stupid person that thinks this is going to work, but everybody knows except you that it's not going to work? Or are you just a dumb one? Or are you choosing the wrong path or something? Because it's almost like it reminds me of those conformity experiments. If you ever seen one of those where like if actors are paid to stand up and sit down to the sound of a bell, and then people that are tricked into the experiment, they start standing up and sitting down to the bell too, but they have no idea why. They just conform to the people that were around them. I kind of feel like that in a way, where it's like if you're chasing a dream or a goal or something bigger and nobody's doing it around you, you almost have this pressure to conform and like slow down or like stop or like don't stick out too much. But nobody's physically telling you to slow down or anything. It's just a weird feeling you get when you look around and it seems like nobody else is trying to do the same thing you're doing. So I feel like over the past years, I've been studying people, like watching people and hearing their answers to stuff when asked about like what they want to do or why they do the things that they do or how they got to doing the things that they do. And what I came across is, I think, two big things mostly. One, time. Legit, time is tough nowadays. Like, I know you're not ever supposed to make any excuses, but when people have kids and wives and mortgages and all that stuff, like I have none of that. So I have a lot of time to mess up things. And like nothing's actually ruined because I just messed up my own life. I didn't mess up my kid's life too, type thing. And I want to put it into perspective of like how stupid I am and how unable I've been to accomplish things. But with the fact that I've had time gives me room for trial and error. The first thing I started doing, I wanted to be a fiction writer. It was about 5 years. I failed at that. Then I tried to write adult fiction. Then I tried to do website design for people. I tried to do the stock market stuff. I tried to write a fiction YouTube. I tried to start a fiction YouTube channel. I tried to start a t-shirt business. Don't do that no more. I tried to start a business where I make handmade jewelry. Don't do that no more. I tried one of those copywriting businesses where you like do write ads. One time I tried to make a board game. I tried to do the eBay buy and sell stuff. That wasn't for me. I tried to do the thrift store shopping where you buy and sell stuff. I tried drop shipping at one point. I tried door-to-door sales. I tried to do videography for businesses at one point, realized that wasn't for me. What I've landed on and what I realized I could do forever is I could do this music production stuff. I love that. And I can do this YouTube stuff like this. So that's what I've come to the conclusion of, as I could do this YouTube stuff like this, and I could do this music production stuff. But this right here, all the stuff that I just listed off, that was 10 years, 12 years of failure, of being broke, of watching your friends get good jobs and get houses and be able to post all their accomplishments on social media, and you're just still like failing at everything. Years of people asking, what are you going to do with your life? And you really don't have an answer because you're trying all this dumb stuff that, well, it's not dumb. A lot of this stuff works for other people. It just wasn't in my personality to do a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, 10, 12 years of trial and error that a lot of people don't have. Because if I had a kid at 20, 22, ain't no way I'm trying all this stuff and just failing at it because I got to figure something out real fast and get a job. Yeah, a lot of these years, honestly, I barely had a job. Like, I would work temp stuff, but I would work temp stuff and then go home and then try and work on one of these business things. I'm obviously really stupid. I tried a whole lot and I couldn't get anything done. The second point that I think is a big factor of why people don't chase their dreams or do the things that they say they want to do, I think it's just altogether, the best way to describe it is just brain fog. Like, people's brains are just filled with so much stuff by the time you graduate. And stuff, what I mean by stuff, I mean just shit. Just complete shit. But I'm going to say it's stuff because I don't want to swear 1,000 times in this. Everybody's mind is just filled with complete nonsense. And what I mean by that is like our minds are filled with so much stuff that it's hard to think straight about anything, let alone chase your goals in life. Like, how many people that you know just got so much animosity or beef with somebody else? How many people you know just insecure about stuff that they just couldn't even start their goals? How many people just shoot themselves down before they even start? How many people just overthink things, like to the point that they just paralyzed? How many people's ego got them to the point that they can't embarrass themselves in public? So that means they can't try stuff publicly because they'll risk embarrassment. And then that's just emotional fog. Like all these things like pulling you this way and that way, stopping you from taking a step forward. Then the other problems that people have, like drug addiction, complacency. A lot of people can't delay gratification. Everybody wants something now. So how are you going to chase your goals if you want all the success and attention now, but you can't put that off while you actually put in the work to get there? And then it reminds me of like junior high when you walk through the hallways and there was this got milk sign on like every, I don't know how it is now, but like on every wall there's like one of those got milk commercial posters. So they had you thinking that drinking this milk at the lunch cafeteria was good for you, but it turns out that stuff was probably just poison. So you see these advertisements all the time thinking that, oh, this is the thing to do with your life, drink this milk, and then you're just killing yourself. I feel like that's how entertainment is. I kind of feel like that's how religion can be. I kind of feel like that's how politics can be. Like everybody, we're just killing ourselves with the stuff that we think is good for us because we get fed it over and over again. Like personally, I think teaching a kid about hell should be almost considered child abuse, because this kid's just going through life, enjoying life and everything, and then you just randomly put on this existential crisis thing. I don't know if that's the correct way to put it, but like this existential crisis thing to where it's like, oh, you got to be this way, this way, this way, or you're just going to suffer for eternity. And this kid is like, what the fuck? I was just playing with my toys and then you told me about this hell thing. And I feel like that messes a lot of people up. I know people that are grown today and still just tripping about the stuff that they got told when they're in second grade. Also, you have that fear of like, if I do well, will I lose the friends that I have now? How much will my life change if I actually completed the goals that I wanted to complete? And would it actually turn for the worse? Like, will the fame or attention actually make my life worse? And then also, you got to realize that like, if you have goals and dreams and stuff, and it makes sense in your head, those same goals and dreams and stuff might make no sense in somebody else's head. Like, I always think of this, how it's kind of weird how like, I grew up in America, so I looked up to like NFL, NBA players and stuff like that. If you grew up in India, you probably look up to like cricket players or something like that. And in my head, that makes no sense whatsoever. I think that's what's over there is cricket. I don't know. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, in their head, that makes total sense. In my head, that makes no sense at all. And that's just because of the environment. So, like, people think totally different. So, like, if you're thinking, oh, I want to do this, and it makes sense, and nobody else is doing it, it don't make sense in their head. But that's not a bad thing. That's just because you came up with different conclusions, and you want to do different things. Like, one of my cousins, he was telling me he knew for a fact he wanted to be a computer engineer. I thought of that, but I never knew for a fact like he did. Like, he just definite, oh, this is what I want to do, computer engineering. So yeah, people think completely different than you. So you can't look to others for like your clarity. Somebody in their head right now, it makes total sense to like go out and just rob some grandma. And that's the way their brain's working right now. So basically I say all this to say, if you have a moment of clarity in your life where you're like, I want to do this and I think it's going to work. I want to do this thing and I think it's going to work. But then you almost feel tempted to shoot your idea down because you look around and it's like, well, if it makes sense and it's going to work, then why is nobody else going to do it? Or why isn't nobody else doing it already? Well, the reason nobody else is doing it is because they haven't had that clarity yet. their mind is not on the same wavelength as yours, and they don't see things the way you see them. So that means you have this moment of clarity that nobody else is really having right now. So act on it, because everybody's brains, oh my God. Holy I don't know if that's just a regular garden snake, right? And it just came out from under my foot. All right, anyways, am I in focus? Anyways, before I almost died, everybody's brain is just full of nonsense. And if they get a moment of clarity in their life, that is great. But most people, I think, don't. All of our brains are just, like, my brain is just full of nonsense. And you gotta, like, relearn a whole bunch of stuff that was just, like, pounded into your brain that was pointless, actually. So it's like, if you ever get a moment of clarity, you act on it, and you can't look to others for the answer of, like, is this gonna work or not? Because other people, they don't have the clarity that you might have just had. Yeah, why is nobody else trying it? Because they don't see the things that you see right now. And everybody's brain is just full of nonsense. And a lot of people, they just don't know what they want to do. But alright, that's the video. It's Mr. Sanders, yeah, and we're back with another yeah. Or we're out after another yeah. I wonder if you can see that.